Chaos963 coming to you live from the studio, doing it to you in 3D. So groovy that I love me, dig me, hope you digging you. Got to be in love with yourself. You don't love you, nobody else will. Hope I got to hear today. Let you hear today what you need to hear today. Chaos963. There's all of our contacts and hookup right down there at the bottom. Check them out. Cash App, Chaos963, PayPal, Chaos963.com, on Twitter, Chaos963, Facebook, Chaos963, instant messaging, Chaos963HZ. It's the only one that's different. So give us a holler. Let us know what is definitely on your mind. Got a little word for you on today, a little something that'll boost you, something that'll give you a little more something to make it over the hump. And that's what it's about. It ain't about just making it over the hump. It's about, man, busting the hump down. And busting it down. Don't make no difference who's around. It's time. Hit the like button and all that old stuff that you do. And let friends know. Tell a friend to tell a friend. So reach that one that we're reaching out to. We're going to pour some libations. Get the juices flowing up in here. And go from there. Man, really. Hoping your day is as good as mine. All the days are good days. That's a fact. All the days are good days. Working on the foundation. Heard some good teaching on last night and night before last. Folks is bringing it. Folks is getting enlightened and tapping into the serious realm where all the juice is being let loose. And then bring it on home. Yeah, sure, everybody, old pal. Pour some libations, a little something for the ones that have gone on before us, and get some of that energy moving up in here so that we too can make a smooth transition. Yes, sir. Am I gonna get to it? I'm sure I will. I'm sure I can. There's just no wind. I had some stuff down here, but I'm not even gonna worry about that. We're just gonna go hard in the paint as we know to do. What libations get the spirit flowing, man. Let the ancestors know that we thinking about them. They come through, pay a visit, holler at a fella. To my mom, G. Merlot, Ashe. To my stepdad, William Frederick, Ashe. To my dad, Idalis, Ashe. To my grandma, Daddy Lenny, Ashe. To my great-grandmother, Ava Shani, Ashe. To my Aunt Janice, Ashe. To Papa Legba, Ashe. To Zarabandi, Ashe. To the fairies and imps, Ashe. To Muhammad Ali, Ashe. To Cristo Negro, Ashe. To Cristo Rey, Ashe. To, yes sir, Hercules, Ashe. All the spirits known and unknown, Ashe. All the ancestors known and unknown, Ashe. Ancestors of those looking in, known and unknown, Ashe. Gonna speak up quickly. I'm gonna say I'm gonna be in and out, man. But it's time. I think folks is dealing with a lot of stuff, and so dealing with those things, they deal with it from a position that is not strong. And everything we do, we should deal with it as gods, man. And that's all there is to it, you know. While here on earth, walking around, Only way I can deal with stuff is as a black man automatically, because I am a black man, so that's what's understandable. But another hat, excuse me, that I wear is that of a God. That's who I am. We're spirit beings, clothed in humanity, clothed in this flesh, doing this walking through this experience. Excuse me. So with that understanding, it's to our advantage. It behooves us to move in our ultimate strength. And our ultimate strength is in the divine strength, in the spirit. You know, I listen to a lot of these cats talking about, you know, what they gonna do, you know, when the war break out. They gonna get their gun, they gonna go shoot up and stuff. And I'll be like, man, really? Okay, well, we'll see how that works out for you. Bottom line, if you ain't moving on the spiritual tip, it don't make no difference, no kind of way. You gotta be in where it counts. You gotta be tapped in to the celestial realms, man. So you can be hearing and get some divine guidance, you know. Those that lean on that word, that understand that when them cats was going into battle, you know, before they went into battle, one thing they did was they tapped into the spirit. They request, what is it I need to do? Will I be victorious? And then they will move forward. Some of y'all just going out there helter skelter, you know, running around like this chicken with the head cut off. That's not gonna work. That's not gonna work. You got to get some divine guidance, man, because the win is on the spiritual level. All the things that start on that level. I'm gonna share a couple of things with you on tonight that'll help you get that understanding a little better. You know, I'm always speaking about the other books that have been written. You know, the spiritual books that have been left, and then you know, go back to our ancient ancestors writing, you know, way before the Bible and way before Christianity. You know, they had a spiritual knowledge and was having spiritual relationships and walking in divine light. And they left some word for us, and some of that, what they left is here today for us. And it's interesting how a lot of the spiritual writings got lost and whatnot. And we know it wasn't all lost. They went in and stole up a bunch of stuff, took a lot of it and translated it and manipulated it and claimed it as theirs. And that none could be further from the truth. But even then, a lot of it transcended all the madness. And, it was 1945 when they found the one parchments, and you know, then they. When it was 47, they found the Dead Sea Scrolls, and you know, so the word was getting through even after all the madness, after all of the councils that they had. 9 councils trying to take that word and dilute it down to nothing, trying to take that word till it could use to be a manipulative tool as opposed to a spiritual guide. They went through 9 councils, man, and in the final councils, well, they just took that thing and just tore it up. They left out all kind of books and all kind of word, and like I said, they changed it. So when what we get is not, you know, what was originally, and then again that was from a interpretation and translation from the original spiritual guide that our ancestors had. But it got through, and what did get through was anointed enough to do what it needs to do. But now we have really no reason not to be hard after and hard pressed for the knowledge, for that truth. Because as I said, a lot of it came through. Then when they went back to the temples, man, they went in there and they dug up some stuff. Boy, it was so powerful that a lot of it they didn't even let get out. they took and they buried that, and the dam at Aswai, wherever that dam over in Africa, they took it and they flooded all that, talking about when it was for the water, they didn't have water because, you know, Egypt, it be hot, don't be raining, and man, nah, they flooded temples, man, hundreds of temples, they flooded them and buried them in that water. But I'm gonna give you this here. This is from the Kabbalion, Hermes Trismegistus, and this is one of the principles that is laid to us, and I give it to you on today so that you can understand that the things that you have and deal with down here are the same things that are dealt with on the heavenly plane. And you'll see where it says this here. Oh, let me get it up. Let me get myself out the way here. Do that like that. It says, the principle of correspondence, as above, so below. As within, so without. As without, so within. The things happening in those realms are happening here. And I say that to bring you to the understanding that heaven, or wherever you want to call it, there's not going to be any fear. And so when I hear the brother speaking on, you know, what you going to do when this jumps off, you know, you can hear the fear in the voice. And I'm always amazed in hearing that, because for one, when I hear a person, well, when I hear a cat say, oh, I'm ready to die for mine, you know, and I'm like, wow, man. Well, I'm not at all afraid of making the transition, but again, I kind of like the wind, and I like the wind to be in. So I'm kind of like when the general said, you know, son, it sounds good that, you know, you're ready to die for yours, but I like it better if you let him die for his. We need to get some straightening with all this, man. Our minds have been so twisted and so brainwashed to the point where we don't really even understand who we are, don't understand the power that we have, don't understand that we need to be walking on in and through a divine revelation. We need to be walking in divine revelations. And into that, we have victory. We won't even have to, man, won't have to pick up a gun. Won't be no fighting. I look at some of our ancestors, and when they were coming up, the things that they were doing so deep, man, till it just boggles your mind. When you look at it with the understanding, when you look at it with knowledge and understanding and realize what they were doing, it was all just prophetic. Even now, I'm going to break this down to something you can better understand. When we look at Muhammad Ali, some of y'all that kind of lived through that era, when Ali came and he was fighting George Foreman, Foreman was a beast. Ali came up with the strategy of the rope-a-dope. The rope-a-dope, because obviously before him, no one even heard or knew of a strategy where you just let a dude beat you, you absorb all his energy, which is what he did, until he was through. And then he just proceeded to tax that butt. Our grandparents, our great-grandparents, the ancestors, they did phenomenally clever things, man. They would take the Christian rituals and what have you, and then they would implement their ancient and their African spirituality into that. And so the Europeans thought that they were doing the Christian thing, and they were actually worshiping the ancestral deities through the Christianity. They never gave up on theirs, man. I hear oftentimes they talk about, man, well, you know, they if I'd been out, I wouldn't have been fighting. Nah, man, they were strategic geniuses. And they said, no, we're going to win this, but we can't win like that. Let's be smart. And they were very smart. And even now smart. I look at some of the stuff that goes on and I be thinking, man, now that was sharp. They don't just expose themselves. Some of the stuff I believe is well, anyway, the stuff that's anointed and of the ancestors is brilliant, man. It's brilliant. We do a literal rope-a-dope. But into that, there's a lot of our folks that have been swayed and tricked into the ways that are detrimental, man. And I be seeing that, and that kind of breaks your heart. But you know, you do what you have to do, and then you just keep it moving. But saying all that to say the principle of correspondence, as above, so below, as below, so above, as within, so without, as without, so within. I promise you, I guarantee you that in the spirit world, they are not sweating any of this. They're not worried. They're not tripping. And they know that this is nothing. And if we have the understanding that tapping into that superpower, super knowledge, higher vibrational understanding, that this here will become nothing to you. You'll walk through this, man, with your head up and just victorious on all your levels, man, in all your ways. There's not to be any fear. Fear is crippling. Fear is feeding the demiurge, man, feeding the enemy. We're not as the Bible speaks. No, we're not given a spirit of fear. Pull that one up for you right quick. Some of y'all might be a little more inclined to work with that than but man, get it, and all you're getting understanding. But whatever, man. Check this out. And it says, for God hath not given us a spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind. That's how we're supposed to be operating. In power and in love and with a sound mind. You know, I spoke a few weeks back or so and was talking about how a lot of the stuff happening to our people, I call it environmental retardation. Because the sound mind is gone. I be looking at some of the stuff folks doing, I'm thinking, that is not of a sound mind. That's not. And then I hear some of the stuff people be saying, I be thinking, man, that's not of a sound mind. Well, I'm gonna get this gun. Man, they got some stuff for you. But now if you are led of the Spirit, then whatever they come at you with, they will not be victorious. They will not be victorious. That's why it's important. Tap into your ancestors, into the spirit realm, and get that understanding. And I guarantee you, man, whatever that comes down the pike, it'll be handled. It'll be handled. And the bulk of it will be handled even before it gets to you. Even before they can come nigh your door. That's where we need to be. We need to be into the spirit so that the things of the flesh, man, have no win with us. We win. We've already won. This was already in the books, marked down. It's victory. And when we get that understanding, it'll literally change your perspective, your whole attitude, outlook, and whatnot. So that then you act like a winner. And that's contagious in and of itself. You walk in there with confidence and they be like, well, I don't know what it is, but it's going to be a long day for them folks today. Because this cat is here to win. I'm here to win. I hope and believe that you are here to win. And the wind is in the realm of the supernatural. If you look at some of the leaders that were here before all of this, before us, man, they were all trying to tap into the supernatural. They said Hitler was looking for the Holy Grail. And if you look at Hitler's emblems, man, all that stuff comes from ancient African spiritualism. People think that stuff, oh man, that's the Nazi stuff. Nah, man. I'm telling you, man, they ain't invented or came up with nothing, man. This is us, all us, and only us. They stole it. And then they've been trying to tap into our heritage ever since we've been here. There's no tapping into this, man. There's no tapping into it. For one, they don't have the right vibration. You know what I mean? To tap into it. I'm going to give you a perfect example, man. When I was studying and reading some stuff, just of late even, I realized that things that I read 2 and 3 times, some of it, continue to open up. I continue to get revelation knowledge. As I mature and as my foundation gets broader and deeper, I'll take the exact same text, the exact same book, and read it again, and it's a whole new book. Every time now. Every time I read it, man, it's a new book, new knowledge, new revelation, increased understanding. People, the win is in. You cannot lose. There's no defeating you. All you need to do is stay the course, believe, and expect, look for, and believe the win. The whole thing with all of this is intent. What is your intention? If your intention is to lose, okay. If your intention is to win, you cannot lose. But as the things that you're dealing with seemingly take on new forms and shapes and whatnot, you need to develop with them. You need to develop an understanding of how to look at things, how to read things. I listen to some of the speakers, man, and I'm amazed that when they look at a situation, when they look at it, they interpret it through spiritual eyes, and it's a whole different situation. And people be listening to it, they be like, wow, I never looked at it like that. Come on, man. I never looked at it like that. I never understood it like that. When you change your thought, your position, your intention, things will change. Things are going to line up with you. Things will line up with you. As you speak and affirm your belief and what you know should be for you and yours, it's going to line up and change to line up with what you say, with your word. It's got to. I mean, either we believe this or we don't. That's what all of it's about, man. That's what it's all about. Standing and believing and knowing who you are. And if that be the case, that's what's going to happen. God's generator, operator, and destroyer. Call those things that are not as though they are. And believe me, when you start to do that, they're going to line up. Imagine the God energy, or however you dealing with yours, came down and said, well, no, this color is no longer going to be blue, but this color that was blue, we're going to call it red, and it's going to be red. Literally, everything will change. When you stop and call the things going on around you victorious, literally everything will change. I'm the head and not the tail, above and not beneath. I'm blessed going out, I'm blessed coming in, I'm blessed in the field, I'm blessed in the city. The fruit of my loins are blessed. I'm above and not beneath. I walk in favor. I have the power and the authority to move mountains. That's who you are. That's who you are. Fear cannot and will not be part of that. We will not move in fear, not act out of fear. We'll know that we know that we know, and in knowing, we will move and act in strength, in boldness, and in confidence. In confidence. Yes. In confidence. I'm going. I'm gonna go. Um, Thank you, and look forward to continuing on tomorrow, as usual. Same bat time, same bat station. Gonna build this thing up. I want folks that need to hear on a higher vibrational message to get it to them. Get it to them. So folks start to understand it. And this is already done. It's already prophesied. This was already in the books. Imagine to be dealing with something that is out of control. Nobody knows what's going to happen. No, this was in the books. We win. It's already said, etched in stone. Literally etched in stone. I remember when Earth, Wind, and Fire come out with the song, In the Stone. These things are literally etched in stone. When you go and you look at the temples I was speaking about, the dam that they flooded, I can't remember the name of that dam, Asa. When they flooded it, the temples that got flooded literally had prophecy and word for us. When you look at the temples that were not destroyed, you can literally see the words all over. Every inch of the temple walls have prophetic writing. The hieroglyphics, man, that is a message. That is the writings. That is the science that was left for us to have, to lead and guide us into the transitional future. I'm leaving with that. Yes, I am. No fear. That's what this is about today. No fear. You've not been given the spirit of fear. There's nothing to be afraid of. This is the time that we've been hearing about for so long. Now that it's here, we should rejoice. We understand that things is culminating and winding down. And it's obviously can be seen and understood by the fulfilling of prophecy for the time, such a time as this. Information's at the bottom of the screen. Whatever you need to get out of fella, it's there. And look forward to talking to you again ASAP. Chaos963, doing it to you in 3D.